I will be setting up a new project that will be used for showcasing speech recognition on OS X and on iOS devices. First of all, I will be opening some website and getting some content, and let's see. Let's open the page, Wikipedia page for Greece. Find out a little bit of text. 3 paragraphs should do. It's just a showcase. And I will now copy these into Microsoft Word because I want to create a docx file. I am pasting with as an unformatted text because I don't want all those links that the Wikipedia HTML coding includes. And I'm also fixing the language to English so that it doesn't mess up with any of my plans afterwards. Okay, so you can see the text is now. Oh, I already copied a subtitle for a note for one of the images. I'll add that as a different paragraph. So I'm now saving this file, and I'm going to put it in a folder, a new folder on my desktop, which I will be calling demo. And this will be the test file. As you can see, a docx format. Okay, so the file is now saved. I can shut down Firefox as well, and it's over here in this folder called demo. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration and for ease of use, I will actually be sticking this folder and the contents on the iCloud. So I'm moving it over here, and hopefully it will not take too long to synchronize. Come on, it's a really small file. Work out fast. Okay, so it's now either synchronized or pretty close to it. It's done. And I'm now launching my virtual machine software, which in this case is Parallels. Parallels Desktop, yes. Where I have already sort of set up a project using MemoQ. I already started using it. I don't want you guys to see my project list. So it's reactivating the Windows-based virtual machine, and here we are. So let's call this a new project called Speech Recognition Demo. And the source language is going to be English UK, and the target language, I'm sorry, it's going to be Portuguese. That's my native language. Demo, and yeah, everything like this should be okay. I will allow it to use this choice of directory, and yeah, let's move on. I will now have to add these source files, so I will be adding the new one I just put on iCloud Drive. And you can see one of the really cool things with using Parallels is that you will get access to your iCloud via your host operating system. I also have Google Drive on here, but there are some personal and business stuff I've stored on Google Drive, so I will be using the iCloud one for that. And you should see here the demo and test file, which has now been added to the project and hopefully will not look too bad. Okay, add, and since this is a new project, I would have to, I will have to censor this part. I will have to create a new TM for this, and let's call it Speech Recognition Demo TM. And I will not be defining any term bases to be used afterwards. This will be my working and master TM. No term bases, so let's go on. It's a really, really very basic, very simple project so that we can get to see the resources. So we have the file, 293 words long, and we open it in the translation grid in MemoQ. And you can see that it has sort of figured out on its own segmentation. There are a couple of, it could have possibly done it a little bit better here. You can fine-tune it by splitting and joining segments in MemoQ, but for the purpose of this demonstration, this will work. So you now have this project working, and it's time to go back to the host operating system to show you where you can actually start working with dictation. To go to the dictation menu, you would have to go to System Preferences or System Settings. I have no idea how this goes into English. I'm just trying to roughly translate it into from Portuguese to English. Just look at the icons, that will help. If you type dictation here, or the Portuguese word for that, these two light up. This is the important one, which is where you set up the whole thing, and this is the even more important one, which is where all the hidden goodies are. When you go to this one, you can enable dictation, set up the keystroke that brings up dictation, and you can set up the languages you want to use. On this system, I'm using both English United States and Portuguese for Portugal. This check mark here makes you download the improved dictation dictionaries. This dramatically improves the quality of the dictation and will also allow you to use it entirely offline. So as far as confidentiality goes, you most definitely want to use improved dictation and download the improved audio package. This little tab over here is also quite useful, but I will be showing it later on about this. So let's go back and we will return to this screen later. I'm on Pedal's desktop now and back to MemoQ, and let's start dictating. To actually start dictating effectively, one of the things you need to do is to actually train yourself to speak slowly in as clear a manner as possible. When I first tested this, it was rather unsuccessful, and I thought this was absolute rubbish because I wasn't formatted to think or to actually speak in a form of Portuguese that the computer could understand. It actually improved my dictation a lot. I can now make myself understood a lot more clearly than before. So you have to be consistent in your approach. Make your pronunciation very clear, probably overly clear when compared to the way you normally speak, and try to maintain a constant speed. If you've ever heard me speaking in Portuguese, it's entirely different from what I'm going to do right now. I'll be pressing the hotkey to bring up the dictation tool, and you will be seeing some stuff that I will not be explaining in audio because the microphone will be on and picking up audio to convert into text. But it will bring up a very small window with a microphone that will show the level of sound. It will show the language you're using, and I think it has a button below that allows you to stop using it. It will also show a box that has a set of commands, and you will see that some of those are quite unusual because those are custom commands I made. Estes Estados e as suas colónias atingiram elevados níveis de prosperidade que resultaram num desenvolvimento cultural sem precedentes, o da Grécia Clássica, vírgula, exprimidos na arquitetura, vírgula, drama, vírgula, ciência, vírgula, matemática e filosofia. Ponto. At this point, I've shut down the speech dictation, and this was actually a pretty good example because you can see that there are some little mistakes that arise from my pronunciation. This should not be like this. And what I do now have is a final quality row because I've already dictated everything and I've reviewed it when I'm fixing these small mistakes, or at least it's final draft quality. One thing you need to know is that you don't need to type, but I actually find it more useful to both dictate and type or use a mixed mode for this. You can speak punctuation, and I will be providing the links for the list of commands, built-in commands for punctuation and other marks. Okay, so I'll try next this segment over here. Seguiu-se uma segunda invasão pelos persas em 480 AC. Ponto. Apesar de uma resistência heroica nas Termópilas pelos espartanos e outros gregos liderados pelo rei Leónidas, vírgula, as forças persas ocuparam Atenas. Ponto. So you can now see that Thermopylae was not really recognized, but it got something similar, so you just fix it up, fix the capitalization, and yeah, that is basically it. And you now have a second one. And as you can see, I just did about 20% of 300 words in a few seconds of dictation, and a few other, oh, actually I had a spelling mistake here. And it is pretty fast. So that's it for this one.